fuck is Barry?
Barry's Boot Camp. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Someplace
Oh,
Underneath.
my bangs.
I know. I'm Amber Nelson, and I messed up my bangs today.
What's happening here?
Look at these.
What?
What? You look great. I love your hair, Natalie. It's so cool.
My
all
hair?
Orange. I love it.
Thanks.
It looks great on camera.
I don't know what your bangs look great. Hi, everybody.
It's fine. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Thank you for tuning in. Totally a Botanist. Christy Mao, Me Cat, EMC523, Totally a Botanist. Love this names. We got a heck of a show for you guys. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to be here.
Wait, we need to first figure out who Barry is.
Barry's Boot Camp, it's kind of like you get on a treadmill and you run a 7-minute mile, and then you do a bunch of push-ups and weights, and like it's like similar to like a boot camp situation.
But who is he?
But who is he? I don't know. I don't know why this man started this thing, and the lady was just yelling like a boot camp instructor.
Yeah.
And I discovered today that when you yell at me, my brain shuts down.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea what she was saying. I was like, I guess we do sit-ups now.
You need positive affirmations. You need you don't need to be like yelled at in order to feel. You don't need to feel bad about yourself in order to exercise.
I am looking up who the hell Barry is.
I don't
Barry
trust him.
from Barry's Boot Camp. If it's Republican, I'm gonna kill myself.
If anything, it'd be way more of like a new age QAnon person, probably.
Probably. I do Class Pass, so I get to see lots of different sort of physical stuff in LA.
I mean, which is pretty great.
It's pretty great, but I see a lot of people are working out in a cult. There's a lot of cults here. 1998, LA-based celebrity trainer Barry J. had the idea for a one-stop cardio and strength training workout held in an immersive atmosphere. Okay, Barry's Boot Camp started in Hollywood.
Celebrity coach?
Yeah, it's a celebrity bullshit. I don't know. It was just so loud and mean. Whatever.
It's not for you. It's fine. It's all right.
Whatever.
I like that you learned and you tried.
Oh, Spooks and Spanks, it's your first time here. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Spooks and Spanks.
Hello, Spooks and Spanks.
Oh, and Totally a Botanist, it's your first spun stream also? Hell yeah. Welcome. Hello, Totally a Botanist. I went to Soul Cycle and they were like, who's here for the first time? I was like, me. And they said, all right, everybody tell Amber hello. And they're like, all in unison, hello, Amber. And I was like, what is this, a cult?
Yeah, actually, I just went to a place for yoga the other day that's in, like, right near Hollywood. And it did feel a little bit like I was in the room. They made us all look at each other, which, like, is not what yoga's about. And be like, say hello to your neighbor. Hello, everybody. And it did feel a little bit like we were at... what's it called? The grove where all the people go and do the rituals.
Hare Krishna?
Wait. Bohemian Grove. Thank you. Tearso for the win.
Tears Up for the Win, Bohemian Grove.
That's what it felt a little bit like. I was doing yoga with those people, and it was a little scary.
How was the child sacrifice at the end?
I left before.
Jonas Sapius, thank you for subscribing to a tier 1. Oh, like when they do the stretch at the end and they're just like...
Instead of the sound bath, it's a bloodbath?
It's a bloodbath. Immersive atmosphere sounds like when Jobs used the word fast-paced environment as code for culty and abusive. You're correct, Gary Joe.
Yeah.
Got to watch out with these workout programs. I get it. We all want to join something and we want to feel healthy, but don't join a cult.
Yeah, a CrossFit has a big issue with that. CrossFit cults.
A lot of men I've met from CrossFit have like tic-tac nipples, and they're very like, no, I got to go my way.
Do the Tic Tacs go outward from the body, or are they long, skinny nipples?
It's like outward from the body.
Okay.
Like
Okay. What flavor do you think?
What flavor? Pineapple.
Oof. It's not good.
Yeah, Lisa Pizza says yoga's a personal thing. I don't like sharing it.
No.
I can't imagine stretching and having like doing happy baby and looking somebody in the eye.
Yeah, the thing I love about yoga is I don't talk to fucking anybody.
No, my
nobody's
pussy's
asking me
out.
questions. I'm just like, I'm here by myself, but there's a man sort of near going like, and yes, and then we transition, and that is excellent. You are doing so good right now. Beautiful. You look like an angel. You know, I just want that. I don't want to talk to anybody.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
My pussy's out. My butthole's out. I don't want somebody looking at me.
Very vulnerable. You're right. Yeah, so we're here today. Great to see everybody. The top here, I just wanted to say we are going to do one more episode of this season. It's coming out soon, I promise. And then we're going to take a little break. And we're coming back. We've reconfigured some things, and I'm really excited about the direction the show's going to go for the next season. I don't know exactly when that will be, but it won't be that far away. But I'm very excited about our future plans for the show. And then we will. I can't announce like the exact schedule yet, but we're going to be upping the streams in between seasons. So we'll be doing more of this.
That's right. Get more of us. Two women talking. Doesn't
Yay!
everybody want that?
They want it and they'll get it.
Just complaining. Look at this glass, though. Look, Natalie got me this glass. Isn't it fun? And you can drink out of its little butthole lip right here. You go.
Well, what I will say, you got to be careful with that lip.
You do, because it can spill down my shirt, but I'm not doing that.
No. It's a little bit like a trick glass if you're not paying attention. If you just, it sort of like pours onto the side of
Yeah,
you.
give me a couple of these beers. I won't know anymore.
Oh, is that beer?
Yeah. You know, maybe I don't need to go to Barry's boot camp if I just stop drinking beer. I could be so much hotter if I was a better person. You know what I mean? If I just woke up and prayed and went to bed.
What? No. Yuck. Ew. I never even see you drink beer.
I don't. It was just in the fridge.
Thanks for the subs tonight, Jones P. Japes. And currently cleaning a haunted 112-year-old theater, and I just heard footsteps upstairs, and I got to investigate. Totally a botanist. That's awesome.
Ooh.
It's actually one of my favorite things on earth to do is be in an old theater and just like be scared.
Yeah, why are all theaters always haunted? Like, who dies in a movie theater?
There's a lot of people who have a lot of ego issues in theaters. All of us need to be on at all times. So if you die in a theater, what are you going to do?
Perform.
But be ruining everybody else's plays. You know what I mean?
That's right.
I think that's why.
Like Phantom of the Opera.
He is alive.
Oh. Wasn't his whole thing is he was just ugly? Like, get him out of here.
Yeah,
Why
he
is
was-
this ugly man approaching this beautiful woman? Get the fuck out.
Because he was teaching her to sing
No,
like
boo,
an angel
fuck
of
you.
music.
Know your place, Uggo. Boo. Get out of here, Phantom.
My favorite part of Phantom of the Opera, Henry and I are both notoriously stans of Phantom of the Opera, the musical. There's a sequel to that musical that Andrew Lloyd Webber made about, 10 years ago.
Really? Oh, Guzthorn 1, thank you for subscribing, Guzthorn 1. There's a sequel, Phantom of the Opera?
I cannot recommend going enough. It is horrible.
What else does he have to
And
haunt?
it is so funny.
What's going, like, Phantom of the
Oh, he
movie
haunted
theater?
her womb.
Her womb?
Yeah. The big twist is that while he was teaching her to sing, at some point, he ejaculated inside of her and created a child.
Wait.
Yeah.
So he's like, is the set like a vagina, like the inside of a vagina?
No, the
And
baby
then
is
he's
already a
singing?
child.
Oh, I thought he was like singing to
Oh
her clit.
man, I would love if the baby was singing the musical from her womb, though.
I was like, that sounds pretty great. So he's out and he's still around and he's singing to a baby.
Yeah,
Get him out of here.
Yeah, yep, it's so good.
He's
It's
creepy.
it's so terrible, and it's such a fun experience. I highly recommend it.
Sailor Boy Yeet, thank you for gifting all of these subs. Wow.
Thank you, Guzthorn 1. Okay, so I know that you wanted to talk about this at the top of the show too.
We can do whatever.
No, this is insane. I didn't see this story at all, and you just brought it to my attention, and I don't know a lot about it, but let's bring up this article about the Mississippi prison.
Right. Let's play the
Or the
TikTok.
video. You got a video. You got a TikTok.
We'll play the video and then we'll talk about it.
Not only did they find 250 bodies in a mass grave behind a Mississippi prison, but in order to give their family members proper burials, the families have to buy the bodies back.
Okay, so that's like a lot of information to process. I'll start from step one. So a cop hit a guy with his car. And
Do you know
He died.
around what year? Like this isn't like late. This isn't like a
now.
long time ago. This
no,
is
this
recent.
is pretty recent, 2016 to 2023 time, right?
Yeah.
So, and then he dies and is buried behind a prison. And so mother doesn't know this, and she's asking around, where's my son? Where's my son? And then a cop says like, oh, he's dead. And he won't show the body. And she's like fighting to find it. And then come to find out, behind the Jackson, Mississippi prison, there are 215 buried bodies. They weren't properly embalmed. It's a shallow grave. And to the point that like vultures were flying above because the bodies were so just like thrown in there with no embalming process. It's very, very sad. And there's a lot of civil rights activists demanding that this is more looked into. I think
Oh man, what are they complaining about? Oh,
I think we're not hearing a lot about this story because the sheriff's department are keeping it very tight-lipped, but it is being investigated by a lot of people that are very smart, which is good. And the thing about the buying the bodies back, they weren't given a proper burial. They were just like thrown in a shallow grave. And the family members that are missing their son, that thought he was just in prison or they couldn't find him, they are having to pay $250 to the prison to get the bodies back so they can give them a proper burial.
see, we were just talking about as we were like going over this before we went live. Why would anybody ever go to Mississippi?
Oh, right. Right. My mom lives there and I'm going to go visit her in a couple months. Kind of scared.
That is
Crazy.
it's like almost unfathomable, but so much of what we talk about it seems like that. But I want to look deeper into this because that what
Yeah.
they just buried them behind the prison. But my question is for the other bodies that they threw back there like they were trash, did they try to reach out to family? Are they going to say, oh, they just didn't have any family who wanted to claim them? Or is it going to be a bunch of people like this being like, I didn't know what happened to my child, and then I found out they had been like dumped in a mass grave behind the prison?
Right. We still don't know like what their names are because there's no names. It's just like a spike. Who they are, how they got there. People thought like, oh, my son is in prison or he just went missing. And a lot of people, they don't really have the resources to go find them. And they maybe aren't believed by police. I mean, of course, they're like, my son's missing. They go to the cops and they know that they buried the guy.
So fucking gruesome.
Really weird. It's very gruesome. I don't like it. And yeah.
Okay. Whoa. Okay. I know you can't answer this for your mom, but like, what is good about Mississippi?
I think she likes Mississippi because she can live. She lives in the woods and it's literally not even on Google Maps. She's just like away. She's away from everyone.
So it's like the concept of being off the grid is appealing.
Yes, she wants to be off the grid. She
Can't
doesn't
be
wanna
found.
No, can't be found.
Sometimes you should be found though, you know? Like, what if you need to be found?
Right, what if? But she doesn't trust the government or other
She
people.
shouldn't. The police are burying people behind the prison.
Yeah. What she says about LA is what I think of Mississippi, because she'll call me and be like, do you have running water? Can you wash your clothes? Are the schools shut down? And I'm like, that's what I think of your state.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that's so brutal and awful. I want to look more into that because I don't know anything about that story.
I met a guy from the Mississippi the other day and he said his family still doesn't have the internet. Yes, G9NT1L9. Absolutely. I would love to like bring my friends home to like meet my family, but I don't think it would be very comfortable. I was just saying to some of the producers that I am a white cis woman and I go walking around Mississippi in some of these smaller little stores, which by the way, the store my mom shops at, you buy hot boiled peanuts, sanitary pads, and makeup. And
You say bold?
Bold, yeah.
Hot boiled peanuts?
Hot boiled peanuts. It's all just like thrown in a room. And I'll go in these places and they look
Like
at
a general
me,
store.
like a general store. They look at me like, get out of here.
They can tell you have bodily autonomy. Right. And they're like, ew.
Get this witch out of here.
Witch! Yeah, they start throwing sticks at you.
I know, but literally, like you go in these stores and it's a room and there's shoes and books and sanitary pads and peanuts and like pick
Listen,
what you want.
If that's what your thing is, that's cool. No judgment. It's the fact that, and we covered it on, I don't remember what series off the top of my head, but those government, the officials in those states are so vilely corrupt.
Yes.
And they steal all of the money. They literally openly steal it.
Louisiana,
and take it away from the citizens.
Yes, Louisiana still has places that aren't built up from Katrina because the government officials just get a beach house. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not
though.
saying California isn't corrupt, but I will say that
Not Gavin Newsom.
not Mr. Newsom, but those states, they use California as a scapegoat. I think that's why a lot of those states hate us, is because it's TV producers are like, oh, don't pay attention to our school system. Look over what's California.
Oh yeah, it's the old like the politicians there like be mad at the other poor people.
Right.
It's their fault.
It's their fault. World Witch 909, thank you for subscribing for 2 months.
Man,
Yeah,
I'm
it's a
sorry
wild
to hear that
place.
those families are going through that. That is garbage and horrible.
Yeah.
Well, let's not forget that and bring it back up. I want to talk about that
Yeah.
again when I look a little bit further in. And holy shit,
It's sort of new, but there's a lot of people on it. There's a lot of civil rights attorneys on it.
I hope so.
So it's going to be solved or more notice, I guess.
At the very least, hopefully they can sue, and get some money out of it. I don't know what else they can do at this point since their families' bodies have been disposed of
Way,
already.
yeah.
Horrible. Speaking of horrible, another thing I wanted to bring up really a lot today is, as you all know, if you've ever listened to the show or watched these streams, I'm absolutely fixated on the Jodi, Hildebrand, and Ruby Frankie saga. It's the worst thing you can imagine coming from a mommy vlogger. You guys probably already all know. If you're not familiar, the very quick overview is that a mommy influencer who used to do vlogging with her 6 kids is currently in prison. She has just taken a plea deal, so they're not going to go to trial, which is a good thing because the kids won't have to testify. But she is facing decades in jail for aggravated child abuse.
Whoa.
Alongside her partner, friend, bestie, ride or
Lesbian
die,
lover.
potentially. But also, I kind of think on that end, if Jodi got her to do that, it was sort of like she got tricked into being in a lesbian relationship.
Don't you hate it when you get tricked into scissoring?
I mean, it
how did I
happens.
get here?
It happens. Going back. That's what I always say when I get caught. I'm like, I don't know what.
I fell down.
I don't know
and
what
I'm
happened.
scissoring now.
But so yeah, because Jodi Hildebrand, according to sources, she is the life coach of she ran a company called Connections, which was really just sort of an MLM scheme, sort of also connected to the LDS Church. And she was also torturing people. She's been for many decades and gotten away with it for a long time. But she's not anymore because she's fucking in jail too. And she just took a plea deal. So there will be no trial, which is great. It's looking like there is potential, according to sources, that Jodi may end up spending close to 60 years in jail from this.
6-0?
Yeah.
She's going to die in jail.
Oh, yeah. And she should. She has destroyed a lot of people's lives.
Wow.
But what I wanted to bring up was she's probably also going to owe a bunch of people money. Like they're going to have to settle in some way. Like, I don't know how that works exactly, but she's going to have all of her assets basically seized, I think. I'm not sure what they're going to do specifically. But what I do know is that her house just went up on the market. So
Let's see it.
if you want to pull up the Zillow listing.
Oh, so this is where those kids were locked in a closet and beaten. I mean, it's beautiful.
So I want to go over this briefly. So this is the Zillow listing. As you can see, it is on the market currently for $5.3 million. That is Jodi's home that she lives in. That blows my fucking mind.
I think
first
it's
off,
a
but-
steal. I mean, look at that view.
Well, yeah, it's one of the reasons that, LDS people essentially settled here because
Yeah.
it looks like heaven or something.
Oh, that's being highlighted. Listing updated January 5th, 2024.
What does that say? I can't see it.
January-
It got list updated.
January 5th, 2024 at 8:45 a.m. So this is new.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
like
it
a few
just
days
went.
ago.
It just went on the market.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is because she needs to pay things off. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure why it's going up now. But the crazy thing about it is, if you don't know the full story, the reason that these 2 women are in jail is finally 2 of the children of Ruby Frankie were being held captive in that house and tortured for months. And one of them escaped. Literally no adults protected these kids. The kid saved himself and his sister and also set the ball in motion for these 2 to actually be stopped from what they were doing. So that kid escaped that house. And
And like barefoot running through that desert. Like, look at those mountains. That's Wild.
Wait until you see what I show you where they were kept. It's insane how he got away, and he was also. I think the reason he got away is because he was so close to death's door. Like I think he knew he was dying. That's how bad of shape he was in. They had to like keep him hospitalized for days afterwards. He managed to get himself away. It wasn't the first time he ran away either. So he's run away before, and I'm not even gonna go through. They describe the charges of those women while they were going through the plea deal, like the whole process for that, and it is so. It's like Saw shit that they were doing to those kids.
Really? Like what? Tell us.
I don't want to go too far. I feel bad because those kids have been through so much, but it's like involving like hanging hogtied from ropes, like
What?
being thrown into cactuses over and over again, like being forced to stay outside for so long their skin was falling off, like that kind of shit.
Because you could say like give your kid up for adoption, but I think that's not the point. I
No.
think she liked torturing him.
Yeah. So that is totally what my perception is of Jodi Hildebrand, is that she really enjoys the pain.
She's like a sick sicko.
Yeah. And Ruby Frankie, I think, came along in the right moment and was already kind of messed up. And they sort of, just like Lori Vallow and Chad Dayball, sort of like bounced off each other a little bit and like kept escalating it. But Jodi Hildebrand has been doing this for decades. Her niece came out, and one of the episodes we covered came out and talked about all of their trauma with Jodi. Like, I'm not saying trauma like in a new age internet way. I'm saying like tortured, left to die a bunch of times, like forced to run for 6 hours with their shoes on kind of shit. So Jodi Hildebrand has a big, long history of this. So I'm fascinated by this house. I wish I could go see it in person.
Check out that pool though. You can go
It
swimming.
is stunning. Okay, so what first thing I want to mention about this house is that Jodi is the only person who's ever lived in it. So anything you're going to see in these pictures I've put together are Jodi's design. I don't know if it was like no house was there or if there was like a bare bones thing, but this house was built and designed by her, and nobody else has lived there.
Oh, so is she like, who's that guy that in the World's Fair?
H.H. Holmes.
Yeah, is she like H.H. Holmes?
Yeah.
Like a blonde, pretty lady?
She's not even, she's not even pretty, okay?
Oh, whoa,
yeah, I'm going to call her
Natalie.
ugly. That's right, Jodi. What are you going to do? Yes, she essentially, yeah. It's so fucked. So obviously, if you've ever seen pictures of Utah or been to Utah in this area, it is absolutely ethereal. It's beautiful. It's stunning. And this house she built is also beautiful. Although what I will say about it is there's zero personality to the house. Like when you look at all these pictures, and you can go through, there's like 150 pictures on Zillow if you just want to look at it yourself.
Oh, is it like clean girl aesthetic?
It's like more than that. It's like American Psycho aesthetic, where it's just like perfect. There's just no sort of like personality anywhere in the house. It's just like sharp edges, which I don't even mind.
Yeah.
But it's like, maybe I'm like projecting because I know who the person is, but it feels very much just like everything is beautiful, isn't it?
Oh, God.
And then like behind one door, like it completely changes. So if you're you want to go through
Let's
these pictures?
take a look. And also, like, I know when someone dies in a house, you're legally required to say someone died in here before you sell it. But if someone got tortured in a house,
Wait.
like, when you...
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Somebody got tortured in a house, and like, say a realtor's like, do you have to tell them? Like, so a child was tortured in this closet, or you just like let them buy it? Who cares?
Totally a botanist. Your old landlord's name was Jodi Hildebrand, but not the same one.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's good. Also, different spelling, but very scary. I've never heard that last name Hildebrand before.
Sounds
but
German.
It sounds, yes,
I just
which
made
is,
that up.
it does kind of sound like that. I don't know.
Let's see this house.
So yeah, let's go to this first slide. So
Wow.
this here is the like aerial view. Look at this background too.
I mean, gorgeous.
And then you can see like through this front. Are you guys cool? Yeah. Sorry. So you guys can go like see through this window, like this. Oh my God, it's like unbelievable. There's barely even houses out here. She basically almost lives by herself. There's a
Wow.
neighborhood, but it's like very few.
You don't even need to hang art on the walls. Like, nature's your art.
Yeah, but also, wouldn't you want to see pictures of? I mean, I know that now it's probably been all cleared out, but also, I don't know. I just don't imagine she had like pictures up of like fun trips that she went on before and stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean?
'Cause she ain't doing nothing.
So this is this is the exterior you see of this house. It has many garages too, if you can notice that. A lot of different spaces to enter with vehicles for some reason. If you want to go to the second one.
That
Again,
kitchen island.
Indoors, stunning. Look at this pool. I mean, this is a celebrity house.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So this is what most of the house looks like if you go to the next one. Here you see most houses in Utah, according to a realtor who was speaking with the channel Hidden True Crime, which I've recommended many times. They are a psychoanalyst, I think. I forget what his title is, and a journalist, and they have a really good channel. They're also more connected to the LDS Church. But they had a realtor on saying that it's very uncommon for these houses in Utah to have subfloors.
Oh, because it's like, how do you dig in the dirt? It's rock.
So this is unusual, essentially, for them to have multiple floors under the stone.
And that's where she tortured those children.
Well, so you see we go down these stairs. This is the room. Yeah, go ahead, do that one.
Oh, yeah.
Look, see, remember these videos we've talked about, and this is where they did their connection stuff. And this, the lower one is their Instagram account, which is still up, by the way, if you want to go put a mean comment on it. But this is the room. So it goes down one flight, and this is the room where they recorded everything. And it's still like, it's like plain, but it's still a nice room.
Joe Golem, thank you for the sub. This is crazy. It just looks, you're right. It looks like American Psycho or like an Airbnb or something.
Yeah, like a place that you would never, it looks like a model home, like a place nobody's ever lived in. I know it's also cleared out, I'm sure, but I feel like there wasn't that much stuff in it. I feel like this room looks exactly the same as it did when she got arrested.
Yes, I think so too.
So if you want to go to the next one. So
no fucking way.
If you look at the top left picture, this is still where it's sort of like, you can see there's like random staircases, right, everywhere. And this little room, it still seems kind of nice. But then when you go down to the bottom left picture, we're in this room. I can't.
It's a torture room.
Guess.
So this is where she like hung children
No,
up.
no. Just wait. I mean, she might have. I can't tell you where she did all of her shit, but this room, I don't know what it was intended for, but none of the pictures seem to show a way in or out of it except for that door.
Yeah, because I don't see, like, there's nothing in the back or on the sides. It's one way in, one way out.
So I'm not sure what this would be for.
Soundproof room. Yeah, Zigarias. That's a good thing. That's a soundproof room, guarantee.
And this is also a conflict. People are debating this, which is one of the reasons I really want to go see this house. Should I go to Utah?
Yeah, you
and
should.
go like get a tour. You can see that one staircase goes down, and then there's a second staircase. And I'm not sure what the answer is, but some people are saying there's 2 levels, and some people are saying there's only 1, and it's really hard to understand unless you actually go look at it. But to me, this makes it look like there's just a sub-level and then a sub-level of this house, which is scary as fuck.
Because you could see the stairs down the stairs.
Yeah, over on that left bottom picture.
You guys, I'm scared.
So if you want to go to the next slide, this is another room that is in one of the sub-levels. It's another completely empty room. Not sure what this is supposed to be for. And then if you see in the bottom, that circle, that is the cell that she has, that the kids stayed inside of.
A cell?
Yeah, not only is it's essentially a safe. So if you want to go to the next slide, this is a room that you can only lock from the outside. It's a safe. It's meant to be like for like
money.
Treasure. You know what I mean? And to me, it looks like somebody did a second pass of this, like not the original contractor, because like you see the top of the wall, how it's not connected,
right?
I feel like this was a secondary person coming in and doing this little like addition.
This is H.H. Holmes shit.
So yeah, he actually did put women in safes, to be honest. So this is very confusing, and my question is, who did this? Put this on here? Who made this room? Because I find it really hard to conceptualize that a contractor would agree to put on a full room that locks only from the outside like this without like being like, I don't know if this is something that could come back to me legally.
Right, like 2 levels down. Yeah.
Because there's such a thing as a safe room, of course, like remember the movie?
Right.
Remember the movie?
Panic room.
Panic Room.
Panic room, yeah.
Thanks, Eric. Panic room. So, if you go in, like, robbers are here, and then you
Right.
lock yourself in. But this is the opposite. So you can't go in there for safety. You're going to go in to be trapped.
What if you went in there and you're like, oh, I forgot my phone, and the door closed behind you?
I think you would die.
You would die.
But if you want to go ahead. So this is all from Zillow, guys. Next slide. This is the inside of that safe house.
So it has, so you can use the bathroom at least. They're not going to piss in a corner.
But, okay.
But it means you're like holding people in there.
If you look at the top left, this is the one wall, right? So yeah, they have a fridge and a microwave and a toilet.
By the way, it's expensive to put in plumbing. To just put in a toilet, that's a lot because
This was a plan. This was like she devised a prison cell in her house. Like there's no way, like you just said, that is like interior work. A fridge, like electricity going through it, a toilet going through it.
Yeah, she's just sitting down, like drawing drafts for a house. Like, this is where the kitchen goes, and here's my motor vault.
For real. And I wonder if maybe she had this put in at some point by somebody, because this is what H.H. Holmes did,
Yeah.
by the way, that he had a bunch of different people make the property up so that they nobody had the full blueprints for it.
Right.
So maybe like she had somebody put this together and be like, this is going to be where my panic room is, but then had somebody else put the door on or something. I don't know. I have many questions about it, but wait, can you put the picture back up? I'm sorry. So if you see that there's that stuff. So if you look at the bottom left picture, that brown wood wall is a Murphy bed. So there's a bed that comes down, and then you can see the doorway open out towards that weird room, which again, what is that room? What is the big, scary, empty, all overhead neon light? Is that like an interrogation room? Like,
Oh
what
my
the fuck is
God.
that?
Can
What
you
is that?
imagine- What is that? Can you imagine being a kid and like you didn't clean up fast enough your room? So your mom is like, all right, panic room, and like leads you down 2 levels with this harsh, brutalist lighting and then throws you in there?
Cool. And then you can take the pictures down. Thank you. I'll do this one right now since it's up. So see the aerial view here of her house is almost at the top right. It's not the very last little vein, but it's the second to last on the right. So you can see how there's nothing around them.
So for the son to run, he had to escape that room, escape the house while she was in there, and then run that far.
Yeah. So he ran to a neighbor somewhere in there. Very few places else to go. So you have to depend upon a neighbor. And neighbors had called CPS before and the police, and them. Nothing had ever happened.
Really?
With Jodi too. With Ruby as well. And they just didn't do anything. But so also that weird aerial shot, there's a place right next to where she lives that's literally called Hellhole.
I saw that little spot. Yeah, what does that mean?
I think it's because there's that big pit.
Yeah, little butthole.
I don't know if you can like go hiking there or something. I don't know.
Hellhole. Let me look this up. Hellhole is
Utah. Yeah. Yeah. So one of the things that's truly disturbing about beyond the obvious with the safe prison, the prison room that she has. So that was where those kids were held a lot of the time.
Oh, it's a hiking. Hellhole Canyon.
Okay.
All right. You just go hike. Sometimes known as the Cayanetta Canyon. All right. Spectacular views.
I'm sure it's gorgeous. Not a good place if you're trying to run away from a psycho, but
No.
that room, they weren't always in there. A lot of the charges were that she was forcing them to like do hard labor in the Utah sun for 12 hours with no shoes and stuff. Like
You can die.
they were kept outside sometimes, but they were also entrapped in that room for hours or days or weeks. And it's psychological torture.
Yeah.
Because there's not a single, even in jail, you get bars. There's like windows you can see out of. There's like light that's not this like oppressive overhead light. And they didn't get, if they were trapped in there for a few days, can you imagine what that does to your brain? Even like, a kid or an adult. I don't even know which one would be worse, to be honest. But
because you're forming your brain.
not only that, you have to wonder if those kids were left there together, like they were forced to like go to the bathroom in front of each other and stuff, like your brother, you know?
That's embarrassing.
It's psychological. It's to destroy you as a person. That's what it feels like to me. You know what else I also find really creepy and awful about all of that is, even though this is an obvious torture chamber, and I don't know if maybe she thought people were going to see it and she wanted to have an explanation, but she like chose like wood to make it look aesthetically pleasing inside.
Right, and then just a straight up murder cavern.
Yeah, like she made it tasteful to her desire. Like she designed it. Like she was so excited to make this little room. It wasn't just like bare bones. She wanted it to be, and it does nothing for them. They don't care about the aesthetic of the room. They are being held in a torture cabin.
Damn.
But she wanted it to look nice. And I wonder if it's just because that's how her brain works, is she just needs it to be like superficial looking at all times, and it doesn't matter if it's dark underneath.
That's such a what's the word? Symbolism of like that sort of culture of like it's got to look perfect no matter what. And then inside they're like rotten and they like are mean to wait staff and shit.
Totally. And she went through a phase where she was like, for a long time she was on the top of the list of therapists recommended by the LDS Church. And then she got her license suspended for what she did with Adam Steed, which we talked about on one of the episodes. And when that happened, the LDS was like, we're not going to recommend her anymore. She's off the list. However, her ward, like the bishops around her, continue to push her as like a top therapist for the members of the church up until her arrest. And so she was directly connected to and funded by the LDS Church.
Wow. So I could have like, what if for example, I was going to the preacher and I was just like, my husband, the bishop, excuse me. And I was like, oh, my husband's mean. I'm really sad. I have postpartum depression. And they're like, all right, I'll recommend you to my therapist. And they like gave me it over to her. And I was like, I'm really sad. I got postpartum. What do I do? Would she just be like, okay, just come to my house and then like trap me down there?
Well, it's a slower burn, but kind of.
Yeah, because she did it with other members of the congregation, right?
She did. Well, with Adam Steed, he basically described what a lot of people have described, but he did it in further detail, which is she seems to she hates kids and she hates men. She loves adult women.
I mean, I kind of get it.
Right? No, but in a way that was, I guess, what you call pathological? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know, guys.
Kids, though. I can be annoyed by kids, but I don't hate kids.
She has something's wrong. Something's not firing up correctly here. Oh. And so she would have these group sessions that the church would put people to her. And a lot of times, again, and I've said this on the show, but we have to make sure we're all clear on this. Sex addiction through the LDS Church or pornography addiction or anything like that could be... I watch porn for an hour a month, or
and it's like you're an addict. You're so bad. We need to like spank you,
right? Or like I gazed at a woman while we were at the baseball game, like that kind of shit is then LDS Church go, oh, you're fucked up. You need to go to therapy, and then they send them to Jodi. So what happens, according to most sources, is that they do big group sessions for a bunch of couples, and Jodi has the thing that we talk about where we all have our thing that would catch us. People say that she is completely captivating, so smart, so amazing and funny, and they're taken in by her. She's not what would catch me, but I know that there are many things that would. So I'm not trying to say like, oh, I would never be tricked by her. She's not it for me. But some people say, wow, she's captivating, amazing, whatever.
I mean, she kind of has to be to get that much power. Because if they were like, what a stinky bitch, like
right.
She wouldn't have that house or that position.
I know, but like with the photo I showed you earlier, 3/4 sleeve frayed edge denim jacket. Are we kidding here? So she does the superficial. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, this is so. I feel so good. Like our marriage feels good, and all this stuff."
Oh, Lisa Pizza, thank you for subscribing. Sorry.
And then she then separates by men and women. There's only the two genders in LDS, of course. So husband and wives get separated, and that's when apparently a lot of the horrible shit starts happening because she starts to manipulate the wives, and people like Ruby are prime for it because they already, I think, have the desire to feel special and to feel chosen and to feel, because what she was already doing with her kids and being completely violating of their privacy for money.
And a lot of them get married so young, like 16, 17, we're getting married. Like, you don't develop a life yet and like meet people and grow and know yourself. So, 20 years down the road, along comes a therapist saying like, your husband has a sex addiction. We got to separate you two and punish. I don't know any better.
Yeah. Wildcard 273 Hellhole, Utah seems redundant. I still would love to go just because it looks so beautiful. But yeah, I can't imagine living there. It seems, everything I've learned so far seems pretty bad. But yeah, I believe Ruby, I might be off slightly, but I believe she got married to her husband whenever she was like 19.
That's very young.
Yeah.
Zigariah says it's scary how easy it is to use God to hurt people. It's like you can ask God if what's happening is wrong. The person talking to God is the one hurting you. It must be for a reason.
Yeah, for sure. And that's one of the main issues I have with organized religion in general, and one of the reasons it keeps coming up over and over unintentionally when we're talking about some of these cases.
Right.
And how shocked I was that the LDS Church kept showing up in different stuff we were covering, because I didn't mean it for it to be that way, but it's really easy to convince people to do really bad things if you convince them that you are speaking for God.
My God, do you think Barry's boot camp has a torture chamber down below?
I will say you shouldn't go back, probably. Just don't risk it.
Don't risk it. Man, that's
I don't know. It
crazy.
might make your booty look pretty good, though.
Maybe. I don't know. Whatever. We're living life. What was I going to say? Oh, we drove past the LDS church on the way to San Diego.
Oh, one of their big thingy.
It was
big palace ones.
Gorgeous. I mean, like so tall and pristine. But I hear, was it you telling me that the state of Utah got more of the public funding from liquor stores than it did from the LDS church in a place where people don't drink alcohol?
Yeah. So essentially, this was a stat I got off of somebody else's research, so you don't quote me. But what they had found was that the state tax that they made in Utah from liquor sales gave more to the state than the entirety of the LDS church. Like to help everyone, essentially. So just, when you're giving tithings over, just know that it's going to things like Jodi Hildebrand's house. Not directly, but it is. It's going to this kind of shit.
I've asked people because I grew up pretty fundamentalist, and be like, so you're tithing, and like, does this go back to the church? I think it just goes to the preacher. Look at this nice car he's driving. And they're like, don't you see, we need the money to spread the word of God, and that's more important than giving it to anywhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, but you're not. But you're not spreading the word of God.
You're spreading the man's wealth around quite a bit.
That's right. Thank you, Six Worky. They said they like my pigtails.
Yeah, you look great in pigtails.
Nice.
Yeah. So there's also LDS Church also holds billions upon billions of dollars.
A lot. Oh, I was talking to
because they're not taxed.
Because they're not taxed. I was talking to an Uber driver, and he's new to America, and he wanted to kind of drive around America and see what's up. And he drove through Utah, and he said, "Oh my gosh, there was nowhere to stop, and nobody liked me, and it was very hard there, even just driving through." And I was like, "Because they don't want you there. They don't want visitors there. If it was up to them, they would like put a wall around the state because there's a lot of cults living there." And he was like, "Oh," and I was like, "Yeah." Notice how there's no gas stations to fill up, like on his long route.
Yeah, it is. It's intense. We're going to be talking more about LDS stuff for sure, because it boggles the mind truly. What's going on in Utah,
right?
And the surrounding states with the LDS Church in general. To be honest,
they just sort of took Utah, Idaho. Where is that?
The LDS Church is huge in Idaho, but
yeah.
I believe they originally settled in Utah. We'll have to, I don't remember the exact history. It's a very long winding. I'm kind of obsessed with the LDS Church right now, but it's a very complicated history. And kind of it isn't. It's kind of all just like a guy wanted to have sex with a bunch of people.
Right, because it originally started where you could be polygamous.
Some branches you still can be.
But really, I should show you this YouTube stuff because this guy like goes to these houses and they're like, they still practice polygamy. And I saw a video of a woman leaving the church because they were taking her daughter and she didn't know where they were going to take her. So the cult, I'm going to call it a cult, but they sometimes they'll just take your kids and marry them off to like whoever they deem fit.
There was a historian speaking on something I was watching recently that said that Utah was one of the first states to pass the vote for women because they were trying to get it to make polygamy illegal. And they realized they would only be able to do that if the wives were able to vote.
Oh my God.
So, yeah, that's how much women didn't want to do polygamy. Wordwitch 909, did I call that? Thank you so much for the sub.
Oh,
Joe Golem, Lisa Pizza.
Oh, also the in the documentary, there's a woman and she's, in this halfway house because she has nowhere to go. And you see her hold back because she was like, I was afraid to leave because I thought I might. And you saw her lips purse, like burn. Can you imagine?
What was she going to say?
Burn? Thinking you're going to burn. But then she kind of held herself back. I hate it.
So scary.
Just telling people that if you don't listen to me, you're going to burn forever? Fuck you.
Yeah, it's the ultimate way to get money and sex, though.
And like nobody knows what happens after you die for sure. So yeah, make it up. Burn?
Yeah, and anybody who says they know, run in the opposite direction.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's all I wanted to scream about. How crazy is that is on Zillow, and apparently those realtors don't have to disclose that there was child torture in the house to sell it. There was somebody who had checked on that, and they don't have to. If you go like want to put an offer in, you just have to go. I guess they really. It's like they did a reenactment of maybe they had a speakeasy in here in the basement.
Speakeasy.
Oh, weird. Oh, this is a fun, quirky little element. So some person who maybe is not chronically online will buy that house having no idea what happened there.
God, can you imagine the walkthrough? And they're just like, you're just in that weird chamber with those lights, and you're just like as a realtor, like this is where they had parties.
Yeah, I don't know what you call like. Would you more storage? Oh, here's another storage room for all the things you need to store.
I'd be scared the realtor would kill me.
Yeah, what a terrifying. It's so crazy that the and horrible and tragic that the children's like torture chamber is just on Zillow right now.
That is crazy. Oh, Napcat9617 for preppers. That's a great idea.
I mean, it is definitely. I mean, she is a part of the prepper community. There's a huge section of the LDS involved around Visions of Glory and that whole community. She's connected to Tom Harrison, who is also connected to Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell, and a bunch of people have tried to kill their family members and have succeeded in killing their family members. They're all preppers, and they're all people who subscribe to this. They call it NDE, I guess, near-death experiences. It's a huge part of this weird sect of LDS church is near-death experiences is how you become higher up if you say you had one. Because they're like, oh, you were in heaven. You saw heaven. I guess we'll listen to you then. So Jodi was a whole part of that. So I guess you could write that off, but there still is no explanation as to why there is a safe where you can only lock it from the outside.
That's crazy.
That's not, what does that have to do with prepper?
So Jodi Hildebrand's in the prepper community. That makes me not want to be a prepper just in case the bomb happens. And then what am I left with people like Jodi Hildebrand?
Yeah, did you ever see 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Right. Hey, what's up? And they're just assholes.
Yeah. Yeah, she's only like on the outskirts of the prepper community as far as I know, but she runs in those circles. So it wouldn't be weird for her to be like, this is my, what's it called?
My soup room. This room is for soups.
But I don't think there was soup in it. You know what I mean? I don't think they cleared out a bunch of food stores from those. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems like they didn't have that much time to like fix their house up. Man, I could just interview those neighbors all day. I don't think they want to talk to me, but
get out
if you're out here,
if you're out here, I love a good soup room. That's right, cigarettes. You can put mushroom barley in there, corn chowder.
Oh, I love a mushroom barley. Yummy. Yeah. What's it called? What's it called when you go with the when the bombs come?
When you go when the bombs come?
Bomb shelter?
Bomb shelter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Man, imagine being in a bomb shelter with a piece of shit. I would blow my brains out just to give him a bad time.
Is there any reason you can think of, though, if you were advertising that area as a bomb shelter, to have a room that locked from the outside?
No, and it can't be a bomb shelter because if the house goes down, you're in the second basement.
Well, most of them I think are underground. They're like probably, maybe those are all like steel. I don't know how they do it, but a lot of those are underground, the bunkers. Like, because a lot of rich people have those.
Let's see if jet fuel can melt it.
Have you guys watched, what is that new movie with Julia Roberts?
Pretty Woman?
Yeah, the Pretty Woman, that movie that just came out.
Oh, yeah.
Julia Roberts.
What's the fucking movie, guys, with Julia Roberts?
Leave the World Behind?
Leave the World Behind. Yeah. Very silly movie, but fun. I had a good time with it. But yeah, there's a baller ass like bomb shelter bunker thing in that movie. But that's a real thing. Like a lot of rich people have those, so we can make sure they're safe when things go wrong.
Yeah, so I'm hanging out with Mark Zuckerberg and Jodi Hildebrand.
Yeah, that's who you'd be left, like truly who you'd be left with. Those are the people.
No way, man. Send me out.
We got, I talked about this so long. I really wanted to talk about Natalia Grace. We can probably do it for a couple minutes because I think, is Tears of a Clown starting late? 6:30? 6:30. Okay, we can talk for a little bit longer. So if you guys want to stick around for Tears of a Clown, they are going on at 6:30 tonight instead of 9:30 Eastern. Right, there's other time zones. 9:30 Eastern.
Right now, we all live in Arizona, speaking of, it's close to Utah, but they said that there's no time difference, or they don't do.
Yeah, they don't do the
daylight savings. And I thought it was just like a magical place in the earth that like the time is always the same. And they're like, no, it's, the sun does go to bed a little earlier. And I was just like, oh, I thought it was like wizard stuff. Okay.
I say stick with that. That's much better. That they have some they have some like cosmic shield around this date.
So.
That's cool. I love it. Let's see. Architect here. Fire marshal would chew you out if you had locks like that, right? Kara Sketches, thank you. That seems to be completely illegal. I don't know. Who would do that? Who would make this room for her? I feel like it must have been either people directly connected to her through her weird therapy shit, or multiple contractors who didn't understand what was going on or something. Andrew James too. I'm surprised it's legal to install such a room. I thought there would be laws preventing contractors to do the work without fear of prosecution. That's what I would imagine. Although these kind of people, I think, who like participate in stuff like the LDS Church, I think that they thrive on doing the opposite of the laws because they think that they're
above it.
There's some superior beings, so they like. That's silly. I'm going to do what I want to do because I talk to God. So that doesn't surprise me, I guess. But Moon Buzzard, you have to disclose mold. Torture is okay. Yeah, I guess there's probably not anything in the guidelines for building a house, I suppose. Maybe they should. Maybe they should start putting that in the paperwork.
I feel like there has to be. Let me look this up again.
Can you torture legally in your house?
Or like, can you build a home for torture legally? A home for torture.
Yeah, you're definitely, you're already on the budget list. It's fine.
I just tell them what's up. Is it legal to own torture devices? That's on Quora.
Well, they always know the answer.
And people say, certainly. As a BDSM mistress, I have owned and have many owned a relaxicizer electrical muscle stimulator. It goes to 11, whatever that means. A large collection of riding crops, a Victorian electrical device, a Calmol urethral dilator, a large collection of restraints, collars, hobbies, many restraints and hoods, lovely collection of edged toys and needles.
All right.
Quora, thank you.
I'm good. Listen.
Oh, speaking of horny. What? You're upset. I'm sorry.
I don't like it. I'm happy. I'm sorry that this is what I'm glad. I'm glad for you if this is what you like. I think that's cool.
Right. I think people have gotten much hornier lately. Like if you've noticed. On
Oh,
social
speaking of,
medias.
did you just get? This is a good transition. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
This is my little video I'm showing because I put this in the group chat the other day and nobody noticed. Nobody responded, and I want a response. So we're going to put it here.
Palate cleanser.
We might need to see it a couple times because I like this video. So let's look at it again and see which. I like number 3. Let's see which boy you like.
Oh, is that why they're numbered?
Yeah. 1 is too slow. 2 looks like he's.
Oh. I don't like, I don't like how all of them are gape mouthed.
Yeah, 1 is too precious. 2 doesn't know what he's doing. I'm going for 3. Our producer says he's kind of a jackrabbit, so I don't know. So if people say 2, put it in the chat. Put it in the chat who you like the best.
If I was held at gunpoint, I guess 2. They're all doing this face.
Mimi Cat says 3. Molly of Me says 3. People saying 3. 0 as a heterosexual man. Well, just spooks and spanks just wonder how this happened. Well, when boys will be boys.
They just always humping rough concrete.
Yeah, let's put a poll up. We'll watch the video one more time. Yeah, and then see who humps best. Here we go. I love the song.
So
Poll is
upsetting. Well, how did this come about?
I don't know. I just found it on social media.
But how did these gentlemen end up in this situation?
They were at the pool and they were like, you know what? You know what, Frank? What if
we fucked the side of this pool, bro? What?
we can close the boat?
It's not over yet.
It's not over yet. Yeah, so
Poll is
we
up.
got to do the poll. People are horny. I saw Saltburn the other day. I didn't really like it, but that's my own opinion. People should like things. It's fine, but it's a very horny movie. Lots of great acting.
Not horny for me, but Dream Scenario is a great movie.
Ooh, okay. I love Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, he's great. Not attracted to 3. Oh, 3's the winner.
Like 3. Looks like 3 won.
Oh wait, we have to see it again because now I gotta look at this winner.
All right.
I feel like 1 is actually getting a boner. Like his face is making he's out of control a little bit.
Right. Right. Well, he's in the jet. He put his penis in the
He
jet.
put in the pool. He's getting sucked.
Lisa Pizza says, I'd rather talk about Natalia Grace.
Yeah, I know. This is more upsetting for sure. We'll get to Natalia Grace too, because I do actually really want to talk about that and how the foster care system kind of plays into that, and it's not as whimsical. Dream Scenario is a great movie with Nicolas Cage. There is a weird sex scene in it that I do not find attractive. Some people I'm not attracted to Nicolas Cage at all. And also in that movie, he looks like my ex's father, like a lot, which is weird to me.
Do you think your ex's father would be at the pool doing this?
I don't want to think about having sex is the problem.
Right.
But it's a good movie.
It's a good movie. It looks like people are talking. It looks like that's just a quick 15-minute water hump section.
Six swirl. I know. I cried at the end of that movie. It's so stupid, but I did. It's a dark comedy, but it's like I cried at the end of it. It made me really sad.
He's one of my favorite actors. They always say Box of Demons. They always say it's about the size of the ship, but the motion of the ocean. Number 3 is moving a ton of the ocean. Yeah, he's going a lot.
Wait, so that's good?
I don't know. I feel like my cervix would hurt.
Yeah, I feel like you'd be like pushed across the room, like a dog trying to like scratch his butthole. I guess I'm gonna try it. Vivian Nar. My guess. One of them tried and failed to hoist himself out of the pool. Played it off as I was just trying to hump the wall. That's a good one. And then they're all like, "That's fucking sick, dude."
That's it, dude. They saw the splash. They're like, it's art.
It's art.
I think it's art.
What a great day to be on the asexual spectrum. Ali Oriel, I agree. I'm very happy for you today. All right, we have to leave. You guys should Is there anything else you want to talk about?
Nothing else.
I can't talk about Natalia Grace now. We do have to
that
leave
right?
in a minute. Does anybody have any other questions?
Oh, wait. Oh, do you want to watch this video, you guys? I saw this today, and I sent it to the group. Apparently, it's from a TV show.
Yeah, you want to put it on?
Yeah, let's put it.
And then I'll
Let's
explain.
end on this. Yeah. Gotta dance away those school shooters.
Yes, that is the woman from The Office.
People are saying shoot him. Yes, this is from Columbine, Six Query. This is what happened in Columbine.
Okay.
They're asking to die.
All right, listen. So Amber sent this in as something she wanted to play. She's like, look at this crazy, insane fucking thing I've seen on the internet today. And I'm like, what is this? And I was like, oh, it's one of the shows I love.
You said they like dance to ritual magic?
Yeah, it's the show The OA.
Oh, wow.
Apparently that music was not.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't?
No.
Rage Prop just joined in. Welcome to the show. Should we play that Feels Like Summer for Rage Prop?
Yeah, put it back on.
All right, so we just played it. Here we go.
You need a palate cleanser sometimes, guys.
Just a palate cleanse. What do we talked about? Child torture, people dying in Mississippi. It feels like summer.
But you gotta shift a little bit. You know, you gotta get out. You gotta get out of the dark pit you just went in.
This isn't Handmaid's Tale. We keep it light sometimes.
Yeah, but that video, it's a great show. The OA is good. I looked it up and it came out 8 fucking years ago, which blows my mind. But that's a great show. But it is about ritual dance magic.
Cool.
I recommend it.
You recommend it. Rage Prop says, I'm gay and I'm on the internet. I know. So they've already seen it? Wow. All right.
But am I not gonna like a show about dancing and then you make magic out of
Right.
it and saving? Am I not gonna watch that show?
Is it funny or?
No, it's super dark.
Really?
Yeah,
I got to watch this show.
yeah, it's great. I love
Okay.
it.
All right.
So there you go. Watch 8-year-old DOA that didn't get a second season, everybody. That's my takeaway for tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Oh, God. You survived a school shooting. You can confirm this is how it went. Oh
no,
my God.
I'm sorry for the trigger warning. I should have said trigger warning school shooting, but you know.
Redage prop. I
prop.
can't speak. I can't say anybody's names. Yeah, I guess we should have, but there wasn't actually any violence in it, I guess. But,
No.
I hope that's true. I hope that's true for you. And I hope that's true for all of us in the future.
That's right.
I will save us all by dance. So stick around for Tears of a Clown, which is going to be starting in just 20 minutes, basically.
Yeah. Get a little snack from the fridge, go take a smoke break, and then
Obviously
join us.
masturbate from that video.
Masturbate. It feels like summer.
If you have a pool, try humping the side. I don't know.
That's right. And do a video, record it, and send it to us.
All right. We're done.
right.
Bye.
Bye, you guys. Love you.
I want